Alright, I know that talking about how bad Teen Titans Go is kind of a moot point at this point, basically. And we all know it's bad, so why even harp on it? But I decided for this video, I'm not going to be talking about how bad Teen Titans Go is and continues to be. I just don't give it the satisfaction of my time, as should anyone else. Instead, this video is about me talking about Teen Titans, the original animated show, and what it meant to me. And I really wanted to, take this time to really just kind of talk about what it meant to me and what it did for me. Not just, as an animated show, but for me as a person, and what it kind of helped shape me into being. So, let's talk about that, shall we? And, yeah, now, for those who are unaware, when I first started watching Teen Titans on Cartoon Network, this was, I guess you could say the Silver Age of Cartoon Network. This is when we've entered the Silver Age, and, we're just on the cusp of the Dark Age of Cartoon Network, with the live-action shows and whatnot. But, however, Teen Titans remained a shining example of just pure brilliance in their series from 2003 to 2007. And yeah, now when it was first announced for this show, I initially thought that here's something funny, and I'm going to explain why I thought the way I did about this show. When it was first announced, I initially thought it was Robin and 4 original characters. You see, at this time, I hadn't really gotten too deep into comics. I hadn't really gotten so far deep into comic books in general. That was kind of the big thing. So initially, when it was announced that Teen Titans was going to be getting an animated show, I just thought, oh, it's 4 characters, original characters, and Robin. That sounds weird. It wasn't until I reached high school and found a DC encyclopedia and discovered that that Cyborg, Beast Boy, Raven, and Starfire were in fact all real characters in the DC universe. Yes, people, that's true. That is the honest to God truth. Keep in mind, it was weird. It was super weird to finally realize, oh, they're actual DC characters? All of them? What? Yeah, it was a surreal moment. It was a very surreal and, mind-blowing moment for me to suddenly come to grasp that this was a show based on actual stuff. So, you can thank Teen Titans for helping me get into comics. That was the other major thing, is that the Teen Titans animated show was a stepping stone into becoming the geek that I am today. I quickly learned and began to understand comic books from Teen Titans, and it was my first foray into the comic book world. It was also my first foray into many different things. It was my first foray into shipping. Yeah, I actually kind of shipped Raven and Cyborg and Jinx and Cyborg. I still kind of do that today. Yeah, so that was my first foray into shipping, and I didn't even know what shipping was, really. So, that was another major thing that had occurred. And it was my first time I ever watched an animated show religiously. With most animated shows, you just watch it. For me, at least, it was like watch an animated show and think nothing more of it. Just watch an animated show, that'd be it. Just be an occasional watcher. Even with the anime that had been popping up, like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, I had even been like, oh, I missed a few episodes, oh, whatever. But with Teen Titans, it was the first time that I had spent watching episodes, constantly to follow every line. I wanted to follow these characters constantly. I wanted to understand these characters. I wanted to get to know these characters. And it was it sounds weird now, but at the time, it just seemed kind of logical to me to do something like this and it was so weird for me to do this for an animated show, because, yeah, it didn't make sense to me at the time. It felt kind of weird, really. It was a strange moment to realize, what am I? What am I doing? This is just an animated show. What am I doing? Even with Batman the Animated Series, back when I was even younger, I was like, oh, I missed some episodes. Whatever. I want to watch Batman. So, yeah, before Steven Universe was ever a thing, or Adventure Time, there was Teen Titans. And boy, howdy, did I watch that show constantly. So, yeah, this was my first, like, you could pretty much say that Teen Titans was the first thing that got me into becoming a part of a major fandom. And, yeah, I stayed with this show for its entire syndication. So, you'll forgive me if I'm a little, if I don't like Teen Titans Go. I understand, yeah, that's kind of the business, that's the mark of every Teen Titans fan, because we had lost something, magnificent and grand. But at the same time, I think the main reason of why, and the big crux of why a large group of people, especially the classic Teen Titans fandom, hates Teen Titans Go, is because the creators, at every chance they get to mock and, disown the fandom. And that's what I think really pisses them off, is that it's not that, there is some major problems with the show, and I understand it's supposed to be for little kids and, kind of be like the Aqua Teen Hunger Force for kids. That's pretty much what it is. It's trying to be Aqua Teen Hunger Force for a younger audience. When you really get down into the logic of it all, it's really that. But yeah, the main thing of why I think we really get down and dirty of why why people hate it these days is mostly because the creators kind of like to mock and demean the classic show's fandom. So it'd be kind of like if Next Generation came along and just said "fuck you" to the original fan base. It'd be kind of like that, wouldn't it? Imagine that, really. If Star Trek Next Generation just came along and, completely mocked and demeaned the classic Star Trek fans at every chance they got. Just kind of, it was like, that's what it's like. That is what it's like for for classic animated shows and the creators of this show, rather than just be, I can take a few punches, but these are just outright mean. These are, some of the jokes they do to classic fans, the fans of the classic show, are just downright demeaning, and it's mean, like, it's just flat out mean sometimes. But I digress. I'm not here to talk about I'm not here to talk about the Teen Titans Go show, and if you enjoy it, if you enjoy Teen Titans Go, to whatever extent, that's totally fine. No ill will against you. I mean no disrespect to anyone. It's just not in my taste. And I kind of gave the reasons why I personally don't like it, but if you enjoy it, that's totally fine. That's your thing. But yeah, getting back to this, like I said, it was my first time, this was a first time I had actually encountered friends who liked Teen Titans. This is how I made some friends in life. It was like, you like Teen Titans too? What? That's how it was. That's how I made some friends. That's how, this was a big door opener for me. On multiple grounds. It was a huge occasion for me, because it opened my it really opened my eyes to fan fiction. Shipping, all the things in fandoms. This is where, this was like, I was just entering the foray into fandoms, and again, Teen Titans was that moment. If it hadn't been for me watching Teen Titans, I probably may have never gotten fully into comics. I may have never been able to do that. I may have never been able to do, so many other things. I'd have been a much different man if I just said, nope, not for me. But nope, that's not the case here. That is in no way the case here. So you can thank Teen Titans Go for having, I'm proud, and I'm not the only one. I can't be the only one who enjoyed Teen Titans and it helped them get into comics. I've known multiple people who watch Teen Titans and get into comics because of this show. That's you could say that with a lot of DC shows like Static Shock, Batman the Animated Series, and several other places. But for a lot of people, a lot of people I've talked to, it was Teen Titans. It was, vastly, Teen Titans who got them into reading comics. I know that's not the general case for a lot of people, but there is a good amount of people who I've talked to and said, yeah, it was Teen Titans who did this for me. So yeah, yeah, it was just a great show. Granted, I will openly admit there are some bad episodes. I can't defend all of them. Remember the episode where Beast Boy gets a job for tofu aliens? Yeah, that episode is completely fucking dumb. You can't defend that. you honestly cannot defend that episode. And there are some other bad ones, but that's like the cream of the shit crop for bad Teen Titans Go episodes. I mean, bad Teen Titans episodes, excuse me. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, I thought this was a great show, and again, it hurts me that, that it's, but I will say this, I'm glad that the fandom is still strong. I'm really glad that the fandom is still strong, and it's still going. It's the same thing with, it's the same thing with Young Justice, but then again, you could argue Young Justice is it's this generation's Firefly. That's what you can call it. It's Young Justice is this generation's Firefly. With Teen Titans, yeah, you could argue that too, because it was supposed to get a sixth season, but then suddenly Cartoon Network were LOL nope, and kicked their ass to the curb, unfortunately. So yeah, all in all, what more can I say about Teen Titans other than thank you, Teen Titans, thank you. For helping me become the geek that I am today. Thank you. So, you guys tell me, what did Teen Titans mean to you? What did the Teen Titans animated show mean to you in general? Just comment below, let me know. And once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.